Hello everyone, Hoyne Park here with another Power Rankings video. I'd like to get started real quick by just saying 32 to 29, there's really no shocker today. I think these explain themselves pretty well. Number 28, I have the New England Patriots. I think a lot of people are going to be upset I put them at 28, but listen, it's not the same Patriots we all grew up with. They don't have Tom Brady. The defense is not producing. They don't have offensive weapons. I think personally that if I'm Bill Belichick, I will throw all games starting now. I think that Bill Belichick's best bet to reinvigorate his team is a tank for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is a generational caliber player. He's like Andrew Luck of our time. I think that if they can get Trevor Lawrence, they're definitely in for some good seasons. Number 27, 26, and 25. There's really not much to talk about. All three teams lost this week. 24, they're definitely the Texans are doing better without Bill O'Brien. They just won another game this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 23, Lions lost. Number 22 are the Eagles. Eagles, they're on a bye week, but I moved them down 2 spots. And that's because the one team, the Carolina Panthers, I think the performance was really meritable of moving up by 1 spot. Christian McCaffrey has definitely made an impact coming back from the game. He's definitely dominating as a running back, one of the best running backs in the NFL, if not the best running back currently. I think that Matt Rahul has definitely put together an amazing young squad. And with Matt Rahul at the helm, I would not be surprised if after this offseason, they will be in the playoffs next season. I definitely think that, especially if you're going to have a high draft pick this year. Number 20, I think the Falcons are also in a similar boat to the Panthers. I think they're going to be really great next year. Both teams' seasons are basically over, but I think that after firing Pat Quinn, the Falcons are moving in the right direction. They just need to get a better head coach, one that can actually utilize all the talent on the team. For number 19, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They lose Jimmy Garoppolo, so I have them moving down 8 spots. Nick Mullins threw for 300 yards this week against Green Bay, but he also threw for a pick and 1 touchdown. At best, Nick Mullins is mediocre, and a mediocre team is not going to go to the playoffs. For number 18, I have the Vikings. Only reason why is because the Vikings beat the Lions this week. They beat Green Bay last week. They're definitely moving in the right direction. Whether or not they're able to make the playoffs, it's honestly a big question mark. If the Bears keep losing, the Vikings might actually make the playoffs as a wild card. So who knows? As long as they keep winning, they're definitely they have a shot. For number 17, the Bengals are on a bye week. For number 16, I have the Chicago Bears. They lose again. They don't have a quarterback figured out. Their defense is carrying the team. They really don't have an offense. The running backs are they're not producing the same that when they had Jordan Howard. The Bears just have a lot of issues on offense. Their defense is amazing and complete, but the offense is really spotty. For number 15, I have the Browns are on a bye week. And for number 14, I actually don't know where to put the Raiders. I think it's between 15 and 14. It doesn't really matter. Raiders just beat the Chargers this week, but I don't really know if they'll make it to the playoffs. And if they do, how far will they go? They'll probably make a wild card spot at this point in time, but I don't think they're going to go far. That's my personal opinion. For number 13, Rams are on a bye week. And for number 12, the Colts just lose to the Ravens today. They lost 24 to 10. They were not producing really well. Philip Rivers got really fired up from a really bad interception call. So that was probably the highlight of the game. For number 11, I have the Cardinals. Cardinals were at number 5 last week, but after losing today, and it was a really, really close game, but I just think there are better teams that performed this week and are going to most likely win if they play against them. I think the Cardinals are a really decent, they're like decent to good team. I don't know if they're elite yet. I think I was too generous with them last week because they beat the Seahawks, but I think that the Cardinals, it's crazy. They mainly because they probably just don't have the cornerbacks with them right now, which is why I don't feel comfortable rating them so high. They lost a lot of their corners, so when the defense gets healthy, we can come back. At this point in time, though, I do think they're going to make the playoffs, at least with the wild card position spots. We'll have to see what happens with that. For number 10, I have the Titans. They beat Chicago today. Really not much to talk about. For number 9, I have the Dolphins. So the Dolphins beat the Cardinals today. It was a really close game, really great game. We actually saw what Tua Tagovailoa can do. Brian Flores, absolute genius. The reason why I was recommending the Patriots tank is because Brian Flores tanked for Tua, and now look at them. They're 5-3, number 9 on my power rankings. Last year, they were one of the worst teams in the NFL. Now they're one of the best. So Crazy what one offseason can do when you tank. For number 8, I have the Buccaneers. At the time of recording, they are 0-31 against the Saints. They are getting their asses handed to them. I don't think they're going to win, and they're going to lose in the worst way possible. So I have them taking the Saints' old spot from last week. For number 7, I have the Seahawks. They lose again. It was a really close loss, 34-44, but the defense needs to step up. So that's why I have them moving down for the number 5 spot or number 4 spot. The Bills may move up 3 spots from last week. They beat the Seahawks by 10 points. The Bills are really inconsistent on offense. The defense is there, but the offense, it's always either they play well or they're just not present. So we'll see what happens as the season continues. Number 5, I have Green Bay. I think Green Bay is perfect. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers is definitely a really good quarterback. The team is performing really well. The defense is actually playing better than a lot of people expected. I think the team is definitely going to go far in the playoffs. Number 4, I have the Ravens. They move up 1 spot from last week. They beat the Colts by 14 points today. Lamar Jackson is not producing the same numbers he was producing last year, especially as a passer. He's still rushing the football and getting wins, but they're just not as flashy. So it's a shame because I also have a lot of Ravens on my fantasy football team, and I know a lot of people do, but it is what it is. They're still getting wins. For number 3, I have the Saints. I think the Saints really prove that they deserve this spot. They did not have Michael Thomas or Emmanuel Sanders for weeks, and they were still producing really well and really good numbers as rookies. They turned their running backs into elite running backs. You have Taysom Hill, backup quarterback, who's also playing as a running back. Sean Payton's wacky with his play calling, and it's amazing to see what they can do. Drew Brees is definitely playing at an elite level still. Saints are one of the best teams in the NFL, and rightfully so. For number 2, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 8-0, but they almost lost to Dallas today. The reason why I always put them at number 2 is because I don't think that they're the best team in the NFL, especially when you're almost losing to one of the worst teams in the NFL. For number 1, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. No surprise there. Chiefs are one of the most complete, if not the most complete team on the NFL. The running game, when it was held to a complete stop today, and clearly it was game planned to be stopped, their passing game was there. You have Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill. Even when they don't have a full O-line, they lost 3 offensive line members and they still won. So it's shocking that the Panthers did not win today, especially when their O-line was so beat up. But that's just the power of the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is near perfect today. He threw for 4 touchdown passes, almost 400 yards passing, 0 interceptions. He was only sacked twice. So the team is amazing. But that's my top picks that's my power rankings of the week 10 of the NFL. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you have any suggestions to give? And I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Until next time, have a great day.